So the Black Stars began their 2026 World Cup qualifiers on a very good note, beating Madagascar by 1-0 in a match that saw Inaki Williams score his debut goal, and it was a really important goal as the Black Stars rallied on that to nick their first 3 points in the qualifiers. Well, coming up, we're going to check out the performance of the Black Stars in this particular encounter and see which players were the best and which players put up a bad show. Before we get into it, you know the drill. Please subscribe to the channel, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. So quickly, let's start off with goalkeeper Richard Ofori. Well, Richard Ofori, in my estimation, did a very good job with the Black Stars. He made some incredible saves that kept the Madagascans at bay and also ensured that he was very commanding with the Black Stars defense. And I think that seeing him in action for the first time in a long while since Ghana's World Cup qualifiers against South Africa, Richard Ofori did quite well, and I'll give him 7/10. Then away from the goalkeeping department, let's go to the defense, starting off with the right back, Alidu Seidu. It was one of the games that Alidu Seidu would not want to remember at all. He had a very tough day at work, and it was the reason why Coach Chris Hughton substituted him after just 45 minutes of action for Dennis Odwe to come on. So for Alidu Seidu, I'll give him 4/10. Well, he didn't do very well. His passes were not connecting to his teammates and struggled a little at the right back position. Away from Alidu Seidu, let's talk about the left back, Gideon Mensah. Gideon Mensah was the man behind Inaki Williams' goal, and Gideon Mensah had 2 halves. His first half performance wasn't good, but his second half performance was really good, and for that I'll give Gideon Mensah 7/10 for his performance in the game. Also, Gideon Mensah, kudos for the good work. Now let's go to Daniel Amate. For Amate, I'll give him 5/10. He was commanding in the Black Stars defense and ensured that his partnership with Nicolas Opoku was that great, but he later on got injured in the game. So Daniel Amate, wish him a speedy recovery as he tries to recover from his injury setback. Hopefully he comes before the 2023 AFCON commences. The next defender we have here is Nicolas Opoku. Nicolas Opoku did also very well with his game performance in the game against Madagascar, except that sometimes he was caught ball watching and sometimes he lets the Madagascans take advantage of the Black Stars defense. But all the same, well, Nicolas Opoku did not do really bad at all. So it was an average performance, so I'll give him 5/10 for his performance in the game for the Black Stars. Now let's come to the midfield. Let's start off with Baba Idrisu. It was, oh my god, Baba Idrisu's performance wasn't really good at all. It was a bad day in office for Baba Idrisu, and for his performance in the game we'll give him 3/10, because after he was substituted, then we saw that no, we don't have midfield issues, but it was the player who wasn't being progressive with his passes, and his grounded duels were a little bit not good. He couldn't win grounded duels. His passes was not forward going. He was playing passes and giving passes like Mikel Obi, always backward passes. But as he was substituted, the player who came to replace him, that is Majid Ashimeru, ensured that he gave forward passes, and that led to Ghana's goal in the game. So Baba Idrisu, it was a game to forget. I'll give him 3/10 for his performance in the game. Abdul Saleh Samet, he partnered Baba Idrisu in the game. Then later on, he had to partner Majid Ashimeru, who was more forward and had to do more defensive duties. And Abdul Saleh Samet played that single pivot role very well. Although there was double pivot with Baba Idrisu, when he was left alone with Majid Ashimeru, who was more progressive, Abdul Saleh Samet made sure that there was no room for worry at all. And for his performance in the game, I'll give him 7/10, because the Madagascans were playing mid-block, so they were blocking the midfield from progressing with the ball. But after Majid Ashimeru came on and he was also left alone for the defensive midfield role, we could see that he was progressing the ball, winning grounded duels, and for that performance, yes, Abdul Saleh Samet deserves 7/10. Now let's go to the attack, and Mohamed Kudus played at the left wings while Jordan Ayew played at the right wings. Let's start off with Mohamed Kudus. It was a good performance for Mohamed Kudus, just that I felt he was unlucky this time at the Kumasi Barbara Sports Stadium. See how close he came to scoring. And Charlie, it wasn't the day for Mohamed Kudus, but he was a pain for the Madagascar side as they struggled to hold Mohamed Kudus in this game. And I think that he did very well, but just that he couldn't score. And for his performance in the game, Mohamed Kudus deserves 7/10 for his performance. And I think sometimes he should still release the ball, and his passes must be accurate because most of his passes were intercepted. Now, Jordan Ayew, he played at the right wings, his favorite role, and I felt like Jordan Ayew could have done better in the game. Jordan Ayew was one of the senior players. Anytime he got a set piece, he was the man behind the ball. But yet still, Jordan Ayew couldn't deliver for the Blasters, and it was very, very worrying. We are waiting to see him score a goal. But he was winning free kicks for the Blasters and all that. But Jordan Ayew should have done more because we were struggling to score. We wanted him to create more chances for the attack, and that wasn't coming. And that is the reason why I'm giving Jordan Ayew 5/10 for his performance in the game. Now let's go to Antoine Semenyo. He partnered with Inaki Williams up front, and Antoine Semenyo, anytime he starts a game, for me, it's a no-no for me. But yet still, Coach Chris Hughton decided to start him in this game, and Antoine Semenyo struggled a little bit in this game. I like the fact that he likes to move back and win balls, and he will come back and win the balls and send the ball into attack and make sure he tries to score a goal. And he had about 2 to 3 shots which were a little off target, but I think that for Antoine Semenyo, it was a tough day for him in the game, and for his performance, I'll give him 6/10 for trying very well in the game. And now to our star man, yes, Inaki Williams, he gets an 8/10 for his performance in the game. Inaki Williams had all the chances in the game, and when he was not burying the ball, we were very, very worried, if you would admit. Inaki Williams, people were asking, Charlie, when is this guy going to score? Is he going to miss all the chances and all? But when it mattered most in the game, Inaki Williams stepped up and delivered. Look at how he scored the goal. Look at the cross that Gideon Mensah gave him, and if you see his body movement and the way he just beat his marker to the ball and just had a free time to head the ball, it tells you that Inaki Williams is indeed an experienced player. Just go back and look at how he scored the goal, and to tell you that Inaki Williams is really, really gifted. And for his performance, we'll give him 8/10 for his performance in the game. He was by far one of our best players in the match. Then for the substitute, we had Dennis Odwe coming on to replace Ali Duseidu. Dennis Odwe brought stability, and also his overlapping runs were good, and 2, his passes were also accurate. He put no foot wrong ever since when he came on, and I think that for Dennis Odwe, just playing 45 minutes of action, he still deserves 7/10. I know some of you would disagree, but bear with me. Dennis Odwe deserves that for his performance in the game. Now, Majid Ashimeru, he also came on to replace Baba Idrisu in the game and made us feel the game. He was able to come into this Blasters game and played as if that he has been playing regularly at club level, and that is the level that we want the Blasters players to be. And Majid Ashimeru, for his performance in the game, I'll still give him 8/10 for his performance. He was the reason why we scored the goal. If you look at how when Gideon Mensah sent him the pass and he set Gideon Mensah up for Gideon Mensah to cross the ball to Inaki Williams, you would appreciate Majid Ashimeru's performance in the game. He was the main controller. Yes, the main controller in the game, and I think he likes the name controller. So Majid Ashimeru, you get 8/10 for your performance in the game. Ernest Nyama also came on to do his best. He held on to the ball and also tried to ensure that Ghana scored a goal, but unfortunately Kudus Mohamed, who he set him up, was unable to score that particular goal. And for Ernest Nyama, I think in our next game he deserves to start. It was a good performance for him, and well, kudos to him for putting on such a good performance, and I'll give him 6/10, which is a fair rating for Ernest Nyama. And for Osman Bukari, well, we didn't see him that much. He held on to the ball after we scored the goal, and sometimes I felt like he should have released the ball on very, very early in the game. So for Osman Bukari, we give him 4/10 after coming on as a substitute to play in the game. Now, let's go to the coach, Chris Hughton. What will be your ratings for Coach Chris Hughton? I'm going to give him 6 this is a 106. The first half was poor. The Black Stars didn't do well at all. Everyone has admitted it. The game was boring. The Madagascans who were playing away were rather bringing the ball to us in the first 15 to 20 minutes. The Black Stars couldn't control. We had to warm into the game, and Coach Chris Hughton had it all wrong in the first half. The person who advised him to replace Alidu Seidu and Baba Idrisu did a yeoman's job. If it was from the technical team or if it's from his own decision, then I think that he did a yeoman's job over there, and I think that he deserves a 6/10. It's a fair rating because in the second half, that substitutions he did was what led the Black Stars to win in this game, and I think that, well, Coach Chris Hughton getting 6/10 for his ratings is a deserving one. And well, if you have different thoughts, share your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be there to read it and reply you and all that. Well, that's the player ratings for the Black Stars performance in their game against Madagascar. The team comes up against Comoros on Tuesday, November 21st, also at 4 p.m. and I'll bring you up to speed on all that and more. Until then, my name is Joseph Adamafi. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. See you in the next one. I'm out.